is the end of this world. When it is the end, nobody else will get saved. When it is the end, only the people of God will live.
Alright, buenos dias, mis amigos. Alright, so I reckon today I'm going to talk about time travelers. Pretty interesting stuff that I come across last night, and looked at a couple things this morning. So I want to share those with you. It's to me, it's very interesting to be able to go back in time and go forward in time, and then with technology today, we got these phones that we can take with us and record. If you're one of those people that are able to travel different places in time, and you can record it and stuff, and so that's pretty cool. And so I want to sort of look at some of those things and just talk about it. I'm not sure if there's anything more interesting in life than this ability to time travel. But as I'm doing that this morning, there was something, I just real quickly want to go over. Okay. And that's just by happenstance. I come across this video, Mystery Decoded. Alright, so I'm going to be real quick on this. Archaeologists found Jesus' missing words. I thought, wow, that's amazing, right? So there's words that they discovered that nobody knew about. It's not recorded anywhere, and they found it. I thought, wow, man, that's maybe there's some insight, right? Maybe there's something there. And so I tried to skim through this video because I get so excited. I just want to find out what the meat of the matter is. All right, and so I want to start here in the 11-minute mark. And he's talking about this is where Peter lived, where they found this inscription. And here, if I go back to the beginning, here you'll see a bunch of rocks and stuff, and then on the rocks they found this thing here, right? And what's interesting is here, if I could go back to listen to this.
It looks like it was written just a few hours ago. It really does.
It really does. It really does. It looks like it was written a few hours ago. So what's it say? Because I don't know what that is. Is that Japanese or something? I can't tell. I don't know. If it's not in English, I got no chance, right? So here it starts it says something about the inscription.
Large. And there's more. The inscription also identifies Peter as the key bearer.
Oh, Peter is the key bearer. That's interesting. It's an interesting nugget there. So Peter is the key bearer. And I believe there's something similar, or maybe this is exactly what he's referring to in, if I remember right, Matthew 16. Does that sound right? Matthew 16. Give me a second here. Yeah, I think it's in regards to Matthew 16.
That phrase points directly to the moment when Jesus is said to have given Peter the keys to the kingdom of heaven.
Okay. All right, well, hold on a second now. Okay, so remember the Bible says, study to show thyself approved, a good workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Now, what is it? Revelation 1? If I'm remembering correctly. You guys probably remember better than I do, but Revelation 1. I am he that liveth and was dead. And behold, I am alive forevermore. Amen. And have the keys of hell and of death. So, is that well, here we got the key of David. And the angel of the church in Philadelphia write, these things saith he that is holy, he that is true, he that has the key of David. Now, is this talking about Peter? It's an honest question. Well, it's not an honest question, but it's a legitimate question. Then the fifth angel sounded and saw a star fall from heaven to the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. Oh, okay. So it's a little bit different because the angel has the key to this bottomless pit. So that's a little bit different. It's not the same key of David. It's a different set of keys, right? And the keys of hell and death. So in Matthew 16, it says the keys of the kingdom of heaven. So you could say it's different. Okay. So who has what keys? If you're anything like me, you gotta guard them keys. The last thing in the world you want is to lose the keys, right? So here's another place I'm still looking, right, for what was said. Right? And I believe, right here it is. He's going to tell us what it says.
Piece by piece,
see that?
A sentence emerged. It read something like this.
Something like this.
Guard my house, for I go to prepare the heavens. Pause on.
That's it. Guard my house. Well, the argument, from what I understand, is that this isn't in Jerusalem or Bethlehem or whatever. I don't know. It's in a city that Peter grew up in. It seems like it's not Bethlehem, but it's Bethel or something. I don't remember what it said now. But let's take a look here, just out of curiosity. I get curious about stuff like this. So there's Bethlehem, 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 Bethsaida. Okay, Bethpage. All right. Alright, so. Alright, okay. Well. So, does the Bible say where Peter grew up? Oh, Bethany, in the house of Simon. Okay, that's not him. Bethlehem, Bethsaida. Honestly, I don't remember the Bible saying where Peter, right there, Bethsaida, that's the one right there. The city of Andrew and Peter. So I guess it's assumed that Peter grew up in Bethsaida. Okay. Alright, so I'll go along with that. So the claim is that this inscription in the dirt is in a city called Bethsaida, or what used to be Bethsaida. I don't know. I don't know nothing. But it says, guard my house. Meaning, right here's your house, guard it. Right? And so, I guess these people are thinking, oh boy, we better guard this place. Jesus said guard it, and here it is left unguarded. So we better start guarding it. Right? I mean, should we move over there right now? That's what the Lord said. Better consider. I mean, if we want to obey the Lord, don't you want to obey the Lord? Seriously. Now here in the 15-minute mark, I don't remember what it says, but it says something. Stay here.
Jesus explicitly told him, "Stay here. Protect this place." This is the anchor point.
This is the anchor
That
point. This is it right here. It's over there.
Idea fits with something scholars call the agraphone.
Oh, the scholars. Oh my goodness gracious. What are the scholars? Like invisible ghosts or something? I still can't figure this out. The invisible boogeyman or something? Who are these scholars? I want to talk to them. Why can't I talk to them? Why is it always somebody telling me about, well, the scholars say this, the scholars say that? It drives me nuts, man. They're like invisible boogeymen. Can't talk to them. But they're out there and they're dictating what everybody thinks. They say, well, you got to think this, and then you don't question it. You just that's what we're told to think. That's what the scholar says. So these people, they sit around a table all day figuring stuff out. So we're too stupid, we don't have the IQ. We don't have the education. We don't have access to the information that they have. All right, so we're dependent on them, the scholars, to tell us what to think and what to say, right? I mean, something don't seem right to me about that. Scholars. When I think of scholars, I think of some old man sitting on a toilet. Well, okay, let's move on. So what's interesting here, well, it never made it to the Bible.
Ancient texts, but never made it into the Bible.
Oh, that's a darn shame right there. Darn shame. That's a darn shame. Now, one more thing here. Hold on. One more thing. The phrase, guard
Chose
my
not to record.
house.
And the phrase,
Dadgummit.
guard my house, reshapes how we see Peter's role.
Oh,
It doesn't
does.
frame him as an administrator or manager.
Oh, what? It casts him as a protector.
It casts him as a protector,
Oh.
a sentinel, someone standing what?
All right. So, did I read that right? So, Peter, he's in charge now to protect this place. And here, hold on a second. I got to get the exact phrase. Peter's role, guard my house. So he's in charge of guarding the house that Jesus is building. Right? He's in charge of it. No, I know. I'm going to get to that in a second. Cat's trying to tell me to get to the point here. So, this guy's saying, identifies Peter as the key bearer. Right? Jesus said, here, let me do it. Let me just go over it and then that'll be it.
Inscription also identifies Peter as the key bearer. That phrase points directly to the moment when Jesus is said to have given Peter the keys to the kingdom of heaven. But the
Okay. Alright, so here's, if I was to push back a little bit. Okay, so Jesus says to Peter, here you go, buddy. Guard my house. And here's the keys. Okay. Now, let's try to equate... I'm going to equate this to my house. Okay. So some guy named Peter comes along. And I say, here, buddy, guard... Here, I want you to guard my house. I'm going to go away. Okay? I got to go out of town. And... whatever. I need you to guard my house, and here's my keys. Okay? And so, a moment later, 2 moments later, whatever, a few seconds later, I say to this guy that I'm entrusting with my house and the keys, and I say to him, Satan, get behind me. You're an offense to me. Well, wait, I'm going to have second thoughts, ain't I? Well, wait a second now. So if Peter is in charge of the house, and Peter's Satan, I'd stay away from that house, wouldn't you? What kind of house is that? See, and so what's the inside secret information that these guys had been hidden from us for all this time? They guard my house. Oh, you're supposed to be guarding a piece of dirt? Is that what that seems like what these guys at Mystery Decoded are suggesting. Guard this piece of dirt. You got to guard this dirt. Because I'm coming, but this is going to be it. This is going to be the point in which I return. You got to guard this piece of dirt. Now, what's also interesting here is that if you actually read the Bible, you know that there's going to be a new earth, right? And that this earth, right now, this world is reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. While you're down there guarding that piece of dirt, fire's going to fall right on top of your head. And of course, how do these guys know? They're not one of us. They're spiritually blind. Oh, we got to guard this piece of dirt. Of course, they themselves won't guard that piece of dirt like they're claiming. They just trying to convince others. Oh, you got to go there. You got to do it. I'm just going to hang out here and bold butter stuff. Okay, so it's these guys. This is obviously whacked. These people are whacked. Okay, let's get into something that's real. Let's get into time traveler. Something that's, we can say, hey, look at this guy here. Right? Let's listen to a little bit of this. Slapped ham.
Actually witnessed an event that was yet to occur. In 2016, a mysterious photograph surfaced on Icelandic social media. It showed downtown Reykjavik in 1943 at the height of World War II. In the foreground, a group of American GIs can be seen standing outside a taxi station, as well as a man leaning against a window who appears to be talking on a mobile phone long before they even existed.
Yeah.
Originally posted to a Facebook group by Christian Hoffman.
Look at him. Wow, this guy's from the future. Nobody even knew it. It's like these guys, they don't know. This guy just popped out of nowhere from the future. He's got a phone in his hand. 1946 or whatever it was. That's incredible, isn't it? Well, I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, oh, that's a radio. He listened to a handheld radio. That was kind of like the thing back in the day. People would, radio was kind of like today it's the phone, and it used to be the television, right? People would be hooked on their television. But before television, they were hooked on their radio. And so to have a handheld radio is kind of a big deal, and you could listen to the ball game and stuff like that. If you watch Andy Griffith's show, you might see an episode where Opie he's listening to a transistor radio, and he struck him out, yeah. He's all excited. And his dad's trying to talk to him, the sheriff. And the sheriff says something to the barber, where he says it's sad when if you want to talk to your son, you have to buy a 30-second ad on the radio or something to that effect. Yeah, so that wasn't a phone that Opie Taylor had. That was transistor radio. And this was in the 60s, right? So here, 20 years before, why doesn't he put that on speakerphone and just start talking and recording people? Now, that's what I would do. So I'm not saying that's true. This guy's obviously from the future, right? But I know that's what you're thinking. Huh? Yeah. Well, okay. So, all right, I'm with you. I'm with you on that one. Okay. But that don't mean people can't travel in time. I got evidence, Jack. I got the proof. Right here, we got a feller, a Mexican. He's gonna actually, he actually traveled back onto the boat, onto Noah's boat. He did, and he's got the video evidence. And of course, if I had this talent, that's what I would do, right? And so this Mexican kid, he's smart. And so he goes back to he's in the boat, man. He's in the boat. The only unfortunate part about this is it's like 10 seconds long. Well, I think I would record a few hours if it was me. You know me, though. I'm different. So, okay, listen up.
Arca de Noé, miren nomás, está bien oscuro acá adentro, nada más unos mechones alumbran todo. Se oyen los animales por todas partes, víboras, pájaros, tigres, leones, jirafas y hasta los changos que no se están quietos. Estoy documentando todo para que quede. Bueno, raza, ando haciendo esto.
Yeah, so I don't even know if that's 10 seconds, but let's go full screen on this, because this is... Did you see this?
Este vlog en el año 600, estoy aquí dentro del Arca de Noé, miren nomás, está bien oscuro acá adentro, nada más unos mechones alumbran todo. Se oyen los animales por todas partes, víboras, pájaros, tigres, leones, jirafas y hasta los changos que no se están quietos. Estoy documentando todo para que quede. Bueno, raza, ando haciendo este vlog en el año 600, estoy aquí dentro del Arca de Noé, miren
Before
nomás.
you pass any judgment, let's consider the whole matter. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep His commandments. So, I want to do something here. So,
Gente, ando aquí haciendo mi vlog en la Toys R Us, pero miren nomás, es el año 98, pura magia, plebes.
1998.
De esa época, las cajas
Okay.
grandotas, las gráficas. ¿Qué onda, raza? Andamos aquí grabando de noche, año 1502. Y miren nomás, la famosísima Mona Lisa conmigo. Ahorita les voy a dar una vuelta para que vean cómo está. Raza, aquí andamos.
1990s.
Una tienda Mervyn's, año 90. Traigo la camarita y voy a enseñarles cómo se veía
Hold on a
todo.
second.
Raza, aquí andamos de afuera y miren nomás con quién me tocó toparme. Ella es Lili Bokalani, la última reina de Hawái,
Queen of
allá por
Hawaii.
1891.
Alright, hold
Otro
on.
blog en el área 51 por afuera.
Area
Y miren, voy a
51.
entrar adentro para explorar lo que está adentro. Hay soldados alrededor cuidando el área 51. Estoy adentro, compas. Miren este túnel futurista,
got
todo
in.
metálico. Y allá al fondo hay un elevador que baja. El elevador va para
Yeah,
abajo.
so he's there. 1970. Check this out. Look at the cars. That's exactly what it was like. I was born in 70.
Mostaza. Y hasta los letreros se miran distintos, todo bien retro. Está suave documentar esto.
Takes me back right there. That's amazing.
Raza, pues andamos acá en Antártida.
I never
Chequen
been to
nomás,
this
aquí andamos en
place.
Bucarest, Rumanía, año 1900. Miren nomás la
Look
calle
at this.
empedrada y
This
los
isn't-
edificios tan bonitos. Hay caballos, carruajes, gente por todos lados, todo bien tranquilo. No le contesté al señor, yo nomás sigo grabando. Bien curioso. Raza, aquí andamos. Estoy haciendo este vlog con don Leonardo da Vinci, año 1518.
Hey, Da Vinci.
Y pues ya estamos
See?
adentro del mall de Fort
70s,
City, aquí en
man.
Chicago.
Check it
Miren más
out,
que
man.
ambiente. Andamos en días
All right,
navideños.
so I want to go back. So you can see that this guy is the real deal, right? Yeah, the payphones, man. Some of you kids don't even know about any of that stuff, right? Us old fellers, we know. That's exactly the way it was, man. That's the way it was. And so here, this guy's going, he's in the boat. He's the real deal, right? Okay. Just one thing though. It's right there. It was. I hate to be so picky. I like to nitpick. Yeah, and if I was to nitpick just a teensy weensy little bit, here, hold on. I don't know how to do TikTok. Come on. So you got the monkeys, you got the Mexican, you got the tiger back there. No, just one thing though. One thing. Watch this, right? Right. No, not him. No pussycat. There. No. Doggone it. How do you do stuff? No. Come on. Doggone it. There. No! Whoa! How do you pause a son of a sucker? Son of a... Come on. For God's sakes. How do you... There it is. Stop! Don't move! That! Right there! What is that? The serpent. The snake. Now, the question I have here, I don't know. I'm thinking, did Noah take snakes? Did Noah take snakes? And so I want you to think about that, because I'm going to think about it. Did Noah, because this is the whole, if Noah didn't take snakes, man, this time traveler, he's lying. He's phony. If Noah didn't take snakes, then this ain't true. Time travel's not true. So all these videos, the other ones, like from the 70s, man, not true. If this one's not true, none of them are true. It's kind of a big deal, right? So, boy, I want to believe that this guy, man, I'm telling you, I want to believe he's the real deal. I want to believe it. Oops, okay. I didn't want to do that. Doesn't matter. Okay, so let's examine this a little bit. So, what's the word for, let me listen. What's the word for 7? That's about the only word I recognize.
Se oyen los animales por todas partes, víboras, pájaros, tigres, leones, jirafas, y hasta los changos que no se están quietos. Estoy documentando todo para que quede. Bueno, raza, ando haciendo este vlog en el año 600. Estoy aquí dentro del arca.
See, I don't even know if is that the word 7? Here, let me do it this way. 7 in Mexican, or I guess it'd be Spanish, wouldn't it? Siete. No, he doesn't even say. What does he say?
Noé, el arca de Noé, miren nomás, está bien oscuro acá adentro, nada más unos mechones alumbran todo. Se oyen los animales por todas partes, víboras, pájaros, tigres, leones, jirafas, y hasta los changos que no se están quietos. Estoy documentando todo para que quede. Bueno, raza, ando haciendo este vlog en el año 600, estoy aquí dentro.
Oh, so cientos. Cientos. What is cientos? What is cientos? What is cientos? I have no idea what the cientos is. Ciento, what is ciento? Just tell me what I feel. Oh, okay, so I was way off. I feel joy. I'm sorry. It means Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Who knows? Doesn't matter. Anyways, I thought he was saying, for some reason, I thought I heard siete? It's cientos. See, I can't hear nothing, man. Blah, 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 blah. It's all Greek to me. Okay, so let's look into this. What happened on the boat? You remember, right, when God said to Noah, hey, buddy, I'm going to destroy this place. I'm going to bring a flood. I'm going to bring a flood. That's what he said, and that's what he did. And he said something to Noah. Right? Because Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord, right? And so the earth also was corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with violence. And so, one of these days, I just ought to just go over this, because it is so interesting what was going on in the days before the flood. And to me, it just seems so interesting how wrong Reverend Schmitty and all these other so-called scholars have it. When you look at the simple Word of God, it lays it all out. And it's amazing. It's a spiritual phenomenon that people read this and they think, oh, well, there's creatures from outer space. I mean, they can't see it. The simplicity of the truth, man, it's amazing. It really is. The problem is the human heart. I don't know, how do you miss that, man? It's not space aliens. Now, that's deranged, right? It's the heart. And so that the sons of God, well, again, Adam was the son of God. But these guys, they just can't get it right. They say, well, well, no, some of them say, well, they're space aliens. Some of them say that, well, it's interdimensional Bigfoots or whatever. I don't know. And then others will say, well, no, it's the sons of Seth. Son, what? They can't get it right. The sons of Seth? Are you kidding me? Oh. So Adam was the son of God, but he don't count. I mean, the Bible says Adam was the son of God, but that don't count. You want to go beyond that, ignore that, forget about that, and say, well, it was the sons of Seth. Wow. Why would you say that? Well, why would you come up? Well, because we can sell a lot of books that way. Oh, no, hold on a second. Isn't that the truth, though? You make a lot of money if you say it's the sons of Seth. Create this whole science fiction, mystery, novel thing. Make movies out of it and so on and so forth. Right there it says Adam, son of God. Well, if Adam was the son of God and you say Seth was the son of God, how do you say Seth was the son of God but not Adam? Well, it's because you just can't see the truth, man. It's incredible. You just can't get it right because you're blind. We that have our eyes open, we can see, man. The sons of God here were all the sons of Adam, right? And because of their continued, because of what happened in the Garden of Eden, when Adam and Eve ate from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, God said to the serpent, I will put enmity. That's a separation between God's people and the serpent's people. And so this process of separation took its course throughout time. And so now are we, those of us that really do believe in the Lord Jesus Christ and put the truth above all things, including our own selves, we are the sons of God. All right, and believe you know, these people say, well, this was the angels. The angels, what, the angels came down and had sex? That Jesus says in the resurrection they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are as the angels of heaven. What, the angel? Well, we're gonna have sex with. We're gonna come down and have sex. What are you saying? That's weird. No, not back then. Oh, what? Hey, look, man, I am a son of God. And believe you me, I'm no angel. Guarantee it. This idea here that you have, you just can't get it right, man. You just can't get it right. Because you're blind. This is simple stuff. I mean, if you know the Bible, right? So in this time before the flood, everybody was the sons of God. Right? And then so after the flood, there was 8 people, Noah and his 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and their 4 wives, right? And so they repopulated the earth, and God confounded the language, right? And then they ultimately were in, well, I feel like I don't want to skip it through everything, but they went to Egypt, and they were in bondage, and Moses delivered them out, separated them out. And so the bloodline had nothing to do. Or I'm sorry, being the sons of God, being the people of God. Look, the sons of Jacob, the sons of Israel, the sons of Abraham are the sons of God. It's no different. The people of God, the sons of God. And so now, okay, so I skipped over. I feel like I need to slow down here. Because the promises of everlasting life were to Abraham and his seed, and Jacob being named Israel, And so therefore, the children of Israel, being Israel representing the son or seed of Abraham, in reality, Christ is the seed, the true seed. Just like the circumcision of the PP represents the true circumcision of the heart, the baptism of John represents the true baptism of the Holy Ghost, the true baptism of Jesus. So also did Jacob, Israel, represent the true seed, which is Christ. So the children of Israel are the sons of God, the sons of Israel, the children of God is the sons of God. It's all the same thing, right? But if you're trying to sell this idea of space creatures, you got to make it out. Well, this is the sons of God. That's different. That's different. And then you got to. Then not only that, these liars, they say, well, these sons of God, they're not just angels. No. What they are is they're fallen angels, right? And so, because they're blind, they're dumb, and they don't see how evil they are. But we, with our eyes open, we see their wickedness and how ridiculous they are, because they're just trying to make fun of us and trying to call us evil, right? So if the sons of God are fallen angels, that means I'm a fallen angel, right? And so you think that's kind of funny, don't you? You thought you were pulling one over on me, and you do it so serious, like, oh, that's what it says. That's what they are, and you do it real serious, like either you're trying to play the role of a setup guy or something. I don't know. Well, what are you doing? Are you snickering? Are you waiting until I leave and then snickering at me? I don't. What's the point of that? You're free to laugh at me in my face. I don't care. Calling me a fallen angel. But you think it's funny because you're getting away with it, right? You think nobody notices. You think, oh, them Christians are so stupid, they'll never know that we're making fun of them, right? So this is fallen angels, and so now are we the fallen angels, right? And so does that mean we're going to come down and start having sex with with your daughters? What is the scenario that you're painting here? It doesn't make any sense to me. No, yeah, you're right, buddy. You're right. Okay, so let's move on. What was I talking about? Time traveler. So what happened on the boat? What happened on the boat? Well, God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. And now, so this is, pretty simple stuff, right? They got, some of these guys, they got hundreds of wives, right? And some of these people have massive power, and it's a problem. It's a huge problem, because these men, they're not just living 50, 60, 70, 80 years. These men are living 500, 800, 900 years with all this power, right? And then it's no good. It's no good. That's exactly what God is looking at. He said, look, you guys had a chance to do it on your own, and you guys are screwing this up 7 ways to Sunday. I'm going to destroy this place. They failed in the Garden of Eden, and they failed in the days before the flood, and they failed before they got the law. They failed after they had the law. And here comes the Messiah, and people are going to fail. And so this world is going to come to an end because nobody's believing God. And God's not going to destroy this world by water, but by fire. He's going to burn this place. Okay. And God said to Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth. He says, make a boat. And so Noah goes and makes this boat, and he says, all right, so now you got the boat that away, buddy. Behold, I bring the flood of waters upon the earth, to destroy all flesh, wherein is the breath of life from under heaven. So that's what I want to look at this morning. Took me an hour to get there, but I'm here finally. Now, does this apply to the serpent? Does it apply? And that's, I'm very open-minded about this right now. All right, so let's see. Let's see. The Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. And man became a living soul. And I will destroy all flesh wherein is the breath of life. Okay, so I'm going to go back to Genesis 7 here in a second. The Almighty has given me, okay, and the breath of the Almighty has given me life. Right? Neither is worship with men's hand as though he needed anything, seeing he giveth to all life and breathe in all things. Okay, so let's go to Genesis chapter 7. Right? Can I do that yet? Oh, no, I can't do that yet, can I? Hold on. So let's go here. We'll work a little bit backwards. And they went into the boat, 2 and 2 of all flesh, wherein is the breath of life, all in whose nostrils was the breath of life, of all that was in the dry land, died. Okay, so let's take a look at this, man, because what is a snake? Does the snake have nostrils? Well, it appears, doesn't it? I don't, see? Looks like he's got a nose. Nostrils. Maybe not a nose, but he got nostrils. Right? Here, let's do it this way. Nostrils. How do you spell? Oh, so, okay. Well, let's see. Hold on. I can't see no nostrils now. What's he breathing through? That? Oh, hold on. Is that what he breathes through? He's got like 6 nostrils. I only got 2. Look at that. It looks like he's got a lot of nostrils. So hold on a second. I don't know nothing about nothing. Right there. See? Is his nostrils the breath of life? Man, I don't know. Do snakes breathe through their nose? Tell me, AI. Yes, snakes breathe through their nostrils, nares, for oxygen intake and smell. But they have a special tube called the glottis that can extend from their mouth, acting like a snorkel. Now I don't know what you're talking about now, buddy. Allowing them to breathe even while they're, oh, I got you. So they eat an elephant and they can still breathe. With many snakes primarily using one lung. So this is interesting. Now hold on a second. So let's go back and look at this. Was Noah told to bring a serpent? snake or a snake, you know. I mean, wouldn't that be interesting? The serpent is the one that beguiled Adam and Eve, right? Eve specifically. And so then God's going to save that old serpent? You know, I don't know. I want to look at this. I want to try to be as objective as possible. Oh, you know what I need to do here? Because, you know, Google knows everything, right? Did Noah save snakes? Is that a right question? Yes, according to biblical narrative, Noah saved snakes by bringing a pair of every kind of land animal into the ark as commanded by God, preserving them alongside all creatures to survive the global flood and repopulate the earth. While the Bible doesn't list every animal, the command to save every living thing of all flesh, including reptiles, with snakes being part of the preserved reptile kinds, even though they weren't individually named. Okay. Alright, so it seems pretty... Oh, there. You got the Hebrew and the Japanese and the Chinese and all these different fancy languages saying yabba dabba doo and scooby doo. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's take a look. Just curious. Just curious. Okay, just curious. I want to slow down a little bit. I'm going to slow down. You know, get the heart rate. If you're like a marksman, what do you call those people that they shoot from long distances? And so the key is to get your heart rate as low as possible. Get your blood pressure as low as possible. Almost like in a state of comatose. Just relax. Alright? What happens to a lot of people is they get anxious and they go too fast and they can't stop and think and be objective. And that's hard for me to do this early in the morning when I'm still half trying to wake up and half loaded with coffee. Right? It's kind of hard to slow down. And so let's go here. Behold, I, even I, do bring a flood of waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh, wherein is the breath of life from under heaven, and every living thing that is in the earth shall die. But with thee will I establish my covenant, and thou shalt come into the ark, thou and thy sons and thy wife and thy sons' wives with thee, and of every living thing of all flesh, 2 of every sort shalt thou bring into the ark, to bring them alive with thee. They shall be male and female. Okay. Of fowls after their kind. Okay. So let me do it this way. Every living thing of all flesh, 2 of every sort, male and female. Keep that in mind. Don't lose that. Of fowls. Okay, now we're getting more specific. Of fowls. Would that include chickens? I think so. And of cattle after their kind. Would that include cows? Yeah, I think so. And every creeping thing of the earth after his kind. Well, that would include pigs, right? So we got bacon, we got cheeseburgers, we got chicken. So we're set, right? We got it all. Okay, 2 of every sort shall come into thee to keep them alive. Okay, hold on. Now just hold on. And take thou unto thee of all food that is eaten, and thou shalt gather it to thee, and it shall be food for thee and for them. So I take that as, well, they took the corn and they took the potatoes and they stored it into the boat so that they could eat it, and then they could use it to feed the animals as well, right? Like corn, potatoes, maybe some green beans, I don't know. Thus did Noah, according to all that God commanded him, so did he. Now I want to do a word search here for the word creep. Okay? Because notice here it says you got the birds, right? You got the chickens. Let's call it chickens, and you got the hamburgers. I mean the cattle, the cows. Because you got to have cheeseburgers, right? You get the milk from the cow, you make cheese out of it, and then you kill the cow and you make cheeseburgers. So you got to have cattle, you got to have chicken, and you got to have the bacon and eggs. Bacon, and the fowls give you the eggs, and the pigs give you the bacon. So that's important. 2 of every sort. So I want to focus. What is this creeping thing? Creeping. What does that mean, creep? I'm going to go over this here. And God said, let the earth bring forth a living creature after his kind, cattle and creeping thing, and beasts of the earth after his kind, and it was so. Oh, buddy. Okay, hold on now. Yeah, I know it. That would include kitty cats. I'm sure of it. A little kitty cat made on day 5? Let's go. Let's make sure. See, we got the sun and the moon and the stars all made on day 4. Now, on day 5, what happened? God said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature. Okay. That has life. And fowl that may fly above the earth. And the open firmament of heaven. So I think that the moving creature in the waters got to be your crappie, your bluegill, that sort of thing. And the fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven. Okay. So the birds, right? The robin, the sparrow, hummingbird, whatever. And God created great whales and every living creature that moves, which the water brought forth abundantly after his kind. Every winged fowl after his kind. And God saw that it was good. So, I'm just curious, where would you classify the snake? The moving creature that came from the water? Or, I mean, you can't say, or maybe you could, every living creature that moves, which the water brought forth abundantly after his kind. See, that's interesting because the fowls, they don't come from the water. Right? I mean, they do everything above water. Okay. And God blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply and fill the waters in the seas, and let the fowl multiply in the earth. Okay. See, I'm just not sure that you would apply snakes. Every living creature that moves. So I'm not sure. And God said, let the earth bring forth the living creature. Hold on a second. What's the difference? So God created great wells in every living creature that moves, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind. And God said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind. Cattle, creeping thing, beasts of the earth after his kind. And it was so. And God made the beasts of the earth after his kind, the cattle after their kind, and everything that creeps upon the earth after his kind. And God saw that it was good. Now, this creep, do snakes creep? Do snakes creep? That's what I'm after. That's what I'm after here. And is that the crux of the matter, really? And everything that creeps upon the earth wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat, and it was so. See, now hold on a second. I know people are freaking out. I just want to be sure. I want to know for sure of fowls after their kind. Because, the time travel, the future of time travel depends on the answer to this question. If I'm going to devote my life to time travel, I got to make sure that this ain't phony. Right? Make sense? Makes sense, doesn't it? So this, again, this...
Dentro del arca de Noé, miren nomás, está bien oscuro acá
There it
adentro.
was, see it? That little doggone, I don't know, that slimy thing, man. If I was Noah, I'd be, oh, what? Oh, I forgot. Doggone, I left the snakes behind. I forgot all about them suckers. Well, I guess we'll just have to do without. Wouldn't you? Are you kidding me? I'll take the kitty cats. I'll take the puppy dogs. Oh, oops! I forgot. I forgot about the snakes. Sorry, God. We're just gonna have to do without them suckers. Think about it. If God said, "Well, you gotta save the spiders." Oh, sorry, God. I forgot spiders too. I forgot the spiders. I forgot the mosquitoes. I even forgot the fleas. The old flea flickers. I didn't forget the flea flickers. I just forgot the fleas. Yeah, and I forgot ticks. Oh, I forgot all kinds of stuff. Man, I don't know where my head is today. I'm supposed to save all these things, and I doggone it. And if there was one I was gonna forget, it'd probably be them slimy snakes. I'm not kidding you. God had to probably tell me 4 or 5 times. Oh, I keep forgetting. Doggone it. Yeah, that's right. You want me to save them slimy snakes? All right. I put it off for as long as possible. That's just me, though, right? Every creeping thing of the earth after his kind. Now, do snakes creep? Do snakes really creep? I thought they slithered. They do creep. Well, boy, I just don't know, man. How would you define creep? I'm afraid if I look this up in the dictionary... Oh, there we go. I don't know why it does that sometimes. I'm afraid if I do this definition of creep, I'm going to see a picture of myself. Move slowly and carefully in order to avoid being hurt. Okay, so yeah, if that's the definition. I guess I always thought of it a little bit different. I don't know why. To move slowly on hands and knees, that's kind of the idea that I had in my head. But I'm dumb, so I don't know stuff. To go very slowly, creep. Yeah. I mean, I guess. To advance gradually. To go unnoticed. That sounds like a snake. To slip. Or gradually shift position. Okay. Movement. Okay, so a distressing sensation like that caused by the creeping of insects over one's flesh. See, that's not necessary. Alright, that's an unnecessary definition. I wish I hadn't read that. Oh, what's politics got to do with that? Oh, forget it. I don't care anymore. I can figure it out without all this stuff. What are we doing here? Blacking me out or something? They slither. Yeah, they crawl. Okay. But do they creep? Can a snake creep? And rectangular linear motion, the snake keeps its backbone straight and uses its belly muscles to slither forward in a smooth line. Okay. Oh, so I'm not sure, buddy. I'm not sure if I'm going along with all that. Not sure yet. I'm just not there. Just not there, buddy. What if the whole world was underwater? Can snakes survive a flood? Can snakes survive a flood? I mean, come on, Google or AI or whoever the mystery machine is here. Yeah, snakes can survive floods. See, that's my I remember as a kid. Let me put it this way. So, growing up on the river and creeks and floods and so forth. Kellogg, we've had flooding, big floods. The whole park is underwater. I mean, like the tennis court, got a fence like 10 feet high. And then there's been a few times over the years where the water's been over the fence. I mean, crazy flood, right? And then, so in the rivers and the creeks and stuff, like when Rock Creek, the lake that's a few miles away, not very far away, when they drained the lake and we go out to the creeks and people would just line up all the way up and down and snag or net the fish that were coming down, right? And people would have big old fish fries and stuff like that. Well, you'd see snakes. I mean, you see snakes often. You go fishing, you see snakes on the water. And, I don't like it. I don't like them. I don't care if in the rocks, in the grass, in the water. I just don't like them. I'm not fond of snakes. Okay. But it seems to me, Noah knew that. Noah saw those snakes. Look at them. They're floating on top of the water. I think those suckers will be alright. I think I'll just leave them outside of the boat. I don't think I need to bring those guys in. Right? I mean, you see like deer, they'll swim. You see bears swim. You can see, whatever. Cats, dogs, they swim. But I don't think they'd be able to survive a flood. It's just like you and I go swimming. I'm not surviving the flood. I think these snakes, though, I think they could survive the flood. And so I'm a little bit... I'm just wondering, that's all. I'm just wondering. Why would you wouldn't save snakes if they could survive the flood? Right? Elephants and giraffes, I get. Okay. They're not going to survive. The tigers and the monkeys, I get it. They're not going to survive. The snakes? I would even go so far. I'd be willing to say, you look at the lizards. Would the lizards be able to survive? See, now this is a little bit different, isn't it? Because these lizards, well, I don't know why it does that. These lizards, they walk. They actually got feet. Right? You see that? They got feet. So it's a little bit different. So when God tells Noah, hey, save every two of every creepers. That's interesting, because how many of these reptiles, if Noah saved these lizards, how many of them did he save? And how much variation can we get from these lizards? Will these lizards mate with these lizards? So we'll see those two lizards look like they're having fun. Right? And so what happens if you mate this thing with this thing over here or whatever? How much variation do we have? And that would really be key to know how many lizards, if any, Noah took. And so we got the Jackson chameleon. We got the brown basilisk lizard, the Jesus lizard, right? And these are all these creatures here, these are the modern day dinosaurs. Alright. And it's just interesting. Would God have saved, or would Noah have saved these fellers? See, I think I'd be alright. I don't mind these fellers too much, right? It's the snakes I don't like. It's creepy. They're creepy, yeah. But do they creep? I mean, mosquitoes are creepy. Bats are creepy. Bats are creepier than snakes. Do bats creep? They're creepy. I'm not kidding you. Have you ever walked up onto a bat looked at it and not realized for about a second that what you're looking at is a bat? These things look like the devil. If the devil had a face, it looked just like a bat. I'm not kidding you. Okay, but they don't creep, do they? I've never seen a bat creep, but they're creepy. Creepier and creepier than HE double hockey sticks. So, is that the same, man? Everything that creeps upon the earth. I don't know. Do serpents creep? See, I don't want to be too quick to say yeah. I don't want to be too quick to say yeah. Notice here in Genesis 3, the serpent beguiled Eve. And so God said to the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. So, this serpent, to me, sounds like, you tell me what you think. This serpent had legs, feet. And God said, alright, you're different. And so, for you, I'm going to rob you of your legs and your feet. Right? So you can't do this anymore. So you're cursed. The serpent is cursed. And so therefore, wouldn't that mean the snake is different than the lizard? Not the same. The snake doesn't have legs and feet. So therefore the snake cannot creep. It slithers. Now, hold on. I'm not saying I'm just throwing that out there. Hold on. Alright, hold on a second. Alright, so we got God saying take 2 of every kind, and you can take the food. Let's go to Genesis 7. And the Lord said unto Noah, Come thou and all thy house into the boat, for thee have I seen righteous before me in this generation. Of every clean beast thou shalt take to thee by sevens, the male and his female. Of the beasts that are not clean, by 2, the male and his female. Of fowls also of the air, by 7s, the male and the female, to keep seed alive upon the face of all the earth. Now, no mention of snakes here. And in fact, here if we get picky, right? I'm not sure. Does the Bible say snake? No. No, the Bible doesn't say snake. So the Bible, it doesn't say serpent, but it does mention serpent 49 times. Will all be dog biscuit. That's a lot, isn't it? Now let's go back to Genesis 7 before we go off in that direction. Of every clean beast, by 7. Oh, I read that already. What's the matter with me? And yet for 7 days I'll cause it to rain. This place is going to flood. And every living substance that I have made will I destroy from off the face of the earth. And Noah did as the Lord commanded. And he was 600 years old. That's all. Heck, I thought I was old. 600? Well, I got a ways to go before I'm not that old. I'm old, but I'm not that old, for God's sakes. And Noah went in, the sons and his wife, and his sons' wives with him, and they went in the boat because of the waters of the flood, of clean beasts and beasts that are not clean, and fowls, and everything that creeps upon the earth. There went unto Noah into the ark the male and the female, as God commanded Noah. So the snake. Now I could see the lizards, right? Creep, walking up into the boat. Maybe. I'm just not 100% sure on that either. Could they survive the flood? Are they what you consider something that, first of all, can they breathe through their skin or not? Can they live underwater? No, they'll drown, won't they? Can they live on top of the water? I don't know. The birds, all the birds that weren't in the boat, they all died. So even the birds need a place to rest. When the whole world is covered in water for a whole year. And so that tells me that the waters would have been violent. And so the birds, they wouldn't have been able to survive that. Would these guys be able to survive it? I don't know. I don't know, because they got the feet. The snake, though, I would think the snake would be better suited to survive because they don't depend on their feet. They depend on their belly, and they can float. Yeah, I just don't know. I'm just thinking out loud, that's all. You think about the Jesus lizard, right? This sucker, he uses his feet to run across the water, right? Oh, for dog's sake. So this little guy, he's walking on water because he moves so fast, moves them little feet really fast. But if the whole world was flooded, you couldn't do that, could you? Because it wouldn't be still water; it'd be raging waves. Raging waves. So I don't know, man. I've seen rushing waters from the river and creeks and stuff, and I've seen snakes on top of them. But I wouldn't compare it to, like in California, the surfers they find a wave, and I wouldn't compare it like that. But I've seen fast moving water. I've seen debris on top of the water. I've seen snakes and bugs. I have not seen lizards. We don't have lizards, though, in Iowa, that I know of. I've seen snakes floating on fast-moving water. I don't know. Let's keep going. Noah went in, and his sons and his wife and his sons' wives with him into the ark because of the waters of the flood, of clean beasts and the beasts that are not clean, and fowls, and every creeping thing, and everything that creeps upon the earth. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. See, I just don't know, man. I don't know. Still up in the air on this, man. And there went in two by two and two, male and female. And after 7 days, waters of the flood were upon the earth. 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, 17th day of the month, the same day were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were opened. And the rain was upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights, and the same day entered Noah and Shem and Ham and Japheth and their wives. Every beast after his kind, cattle and creeping thing that creeps upon the earth after his kind. Now, every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth after his kind, I think you got to include the kitty cats, don't you, with that? The puppy dogs and the kitty cats. They creep. The kitty cat creeps. Kitty cats are a bunch of creepers sneaking up on me all the time. I see them sneaking up on each other. So that's kind of, when you say cattle after their kind, you might be able to go beyond just cows. I don't know. Beast. You might be able to go beyond the bears. And I guess you'd say, you could say the kitty cat is the beast. So you put that in that category. You got the kitty cats, you got the cows, and then the creeping things. And every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth. See, do snakes creep upon the earth? Because they're on their belly. They don't creep. Hold on a second. Just give me a second. What am I looking at? How often do we get 39? Well, men creep into houses. These false prophets, Reverend Schmitty will creep into your house. You big pervert. You perverts try to creep into your house, don't they? The ladies know about that. You could call them snakes. Well, okay, all right, that's fair. A lot of mentions here. I want to keep going here, if it's possible. So we got a lot of creeping stuff here. Yeah, I gotta go check this out here. Alright, so we got 12 mentions in Genesis and then 23 afters. Alright, so we got... Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I get it. I'm taking too long, ain't I gotta wrap this up. Doggone it. I always do this. All fowls that creep, going upon all four, shall be an abomination. See, now isn't that interesting? Fowls that creep. That means going on all four shall be an abomination to you. Isn't that interesting? Isn't this defining what it means to creep? So that's going to be my question for you. That's going to be the question that's going to be in my head all day long. Until next time. Look, this ain't a salvation issue. Who cares? Well, okay. All right, so I don't want to get into a big discussion with you on what's a salvation issue. Okay? But the truth is absolutely a salvation issue. What are you, stupid? You think the truth don't matter? The truth does matter. Now, is the knowing whether the serpent was on the boat? Are you going to be saved if you know? Well, let's not be ridiculous, okay? But if you don't know and I don't know, it's okay. But what's not okay is to say it doesn't matter or the truth doesn't matter. It's not okay to say the truth doesn't matter, number one. And then also, it's not okay to say, oh, we just can't know the truth. Yes, when Jesus says, seek and you shall find, knock and it shall be opened, ask and you shall receive, Jesus says, ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. So the truth matters, absolutely matters. And there's actually, you know what? If you think about it, there's nothing more important than the truth. Right? Nothing more important than the truth. So the truth does matter. Absolutely. So I don't know why you're going on about this idea. Why do people go, well, it's not a salvation issue? Well, now the truth is a salvation issue, and the truth matters, and the Father seeks such to worship Him, right? And we must worship Him in spirit and in truth. Right? And so that's all I'm doing is I'm seeking the truth. What is the truth in regards to this time traveler video? I want to know. See, there's a beast, right? There's a beast. Just like my little kitty cat. That's that snake down. That bothers me a little bit. That bothers me. That bothers me. Something ain't right. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know what it is. And then the fact that everybody in AI world, in Google world, oh yeah, of course Noah took the snakes. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I can go along with that. I'm not just going to assume that everybody on the planet Earth is right in regards to this idea that Noah took a snake onto the boat. Two snakes. Not just one snake, but two snakes. But I just don't know, man. I just don't know. I don't. Something ain't right about that, and I don't know how to prove it. And that's why I did this little study today. And God willing, I'm going to do more. And this here, I'm going to have to think about this one. Leviticus 11, verse 20. All fowls that creep, going upon all four, shall be an abomination unto you. Why? Why going upon all four? See, I don't know. I'm just suggesting, okay, at this point. I need to do more study on this. Fully understand that. But, man, I'm telling you, there's something different here about the snake. I wouldn't put the snake in the same exact category as a creeping thing. I just don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I was wrong once before. Well, if I'm being honest, I've been wrong so many times. My whole life has been one wrong turn after another. That's why I recognize the fact that I need a Savior. I need a Savior. Anyways, that's it. We'll talk more.